Happy Sunday, guys. Woohoo! We've made it to the seventh day of the year. Happy 2024 to those who are new. My name is Crystal. I am aka Chrissy Budget. I am a Barbadian based budgeter and I'm trying to budget my way to financial freedom, a lot of savings and success. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. It's a whole another year, and I'm so super excited to be back and to basically have you guys along on my journey in terms of getting myself back up to a good financial position. So, in my last video, as I told you guys, I wanted to speak about where I'm at currently and what my financial goals are for 2024. So that is what I will be discussing in my video. And if you hear me coughing in between, my apologies. I'm still basically recovering from the flu, so I do have a bit of a cough still coming on. All right, so let's go into where I'm at currently in 2024. So I've written out a whole lot, guys. I know it's a lot, but we're gonna go through it piece by piece. So for my debts in 2024, I have $18,000 in debt. I don't know. I do know how I got there. Don't let me say I don't know. I do know how I got there, but it's the most I've ever had, and I kind of want to cry. For those of you who are not Barbadian based or is not familiar with Barbadian currency, when it comes to our conversion rates to US, just so that you guys have an idea of what it would be like in terms of currency, we are 2 Barbados dollars to 1 US dollar. So essentially everything you see here, you can double it. And that will basically give you an idea of where I would be at in terms of your type of currency. So yeah. So right now I am $18,000 in debt, which is about $36,000. So, my debts right now are 2 credit cards, which would be PACE and CIBC. PACE credit limit is $1,400. I'm completely maxed out, so that is the reason why I would have put the $1,400 here. And then CIBC is $2,000. That credit limit is also maxed as well. I have 2 loans, and excuse me, they are one loan that I would have had, I think, for about 2 years now, and I'm currently at 4,000. And please note that these figures are rounded to the nearest hundred or thousand, because I know that sometimes fees and stuff like that can change. So I would prefer to have a bit of a space or a bit of a buffer to ensure that the entire debt can be cleared. So if I'm going to aim, I prefer to over aim than to be under by any amount. The second loan that I have is a loan from my family business. And although it is a family business, I would prefer to still have some sort of integrity, is it? But that I can basically pay it back, because if in the event of an emergency, I still would be able to have another loan from them if needed. And then this last debt that I have, I'm not really sure how to categorize it. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I want to take a little sip. Sorry about that. I realized I was coughing, so I wanted to take a little sip to ease my throat. But the last debt that I have, I'm not really sure how to categorize it, because really and truly it's not a loan. It is not money that was lent to me. But it is money that I would have to pay back And this is through my one of my incomes, one of my salaries. So I'm not really sure how to categorize it as just a miscellaneous debt. If you guys have any idea of how to categorize it, um, you can just put it in the comments below. Like I said, it's not money that was lent to me from an institution. It's not a loan, and it's not like credit or anything like that. So I'm not really sure how to categorize it. Essentially, it's returned business that I would have to pay back. So I'm not really sure because it's paying back the commissions that was paid to me on that return business. But if you have any idea, guys, you can let me know. So that would round off my $18,000. My first credit card is $1,400. Second credit card is $2,000. My first loan is $4,000. The second loan is $3,600. And then this particular debt is $7,000. So what I've done over here is one of my goals for this year is to pay off my 2 credit cards and to reduce sorry guys, to reduce my other debts at least by 25%. So what I've done, I've broken down the amounts to pay off within a year. And then in terms of if I wanted to put an additional amounts for the week, the amounts to put in for the week over here. So as you can see, for my first credit card, it is $116.67 per month. And then it's $29.16 per week. So because all of these debts are not being taken from my salary and I don't always pay them in cash, meaning that, so for instance, my first credit card, and I'm pay that online. On these 2 credit cards, sorry, I pay online. This one comes from one of my salaries. This one is to be paid in cash, and then this one also comes from one of my salaries as well. So any amounts now that I will actually be putting, except for 1, 2, and 3, would be an additional payment towards the card. And if I decide then that I want to make an additional payment outside of what is monthly, then these are the amounts, and then these are the amounts per week. So let's say, for instance, I do have a minimum amount on the 2 of these. And if I wanted to make an additional payment, this basically would act as a guideline for me. If there's a particular week that I'm able to put an amount aside, or if I'm able to break down per week aside, I can do that, or per month. So that's basically my debt. So I'm looking to pay off the 2 of these for 2024. And then I want to reduce the 3 of these by at least 25% for the year. So on to my living expenses. My living expenses, guys, is also the highest I've ever had. I'm not sure how, but it is. So my rent right now per month is $1,150 per month. Flow is what I consider to be like an internet cable bill. That's $180 per month. Netflix for us is $38 per month. And I have Amazon, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be continuing with Amazon. So until I decide, though, I'll have it here. And per week is $287.50 per week for rent, $45 per week for Flow, $950 per week for Netflix, and $8 per week for Amazon. And these, once again, are things that I don't actually have in cash. I actually pay these online. So this also will help me to break down how much I have to set aside per week. But then for these, I actually want to cut these down this year. I'm not sure how it's yet, but I would like to be able to reduce my fixed expenses. But until then, basically, I'm at $1,400 a month for my living expenses. So my goal for my living expenses is to reduce those and to also get 1 month ahead. So from here, you guys can actually see these are my goals. So to pay off my credit cards, which is 3,400, and that is 284 per month. So it means I will have to pay $71 a week to pay that off by year end. And to reduce my other debts, which is $3,650, which is $305 a month, and $77 per week if I wanted to reduce it by year end. So those per week figures are going to work for me when I'm doing my budgets, because once I have the excessive money, then I can always put it towards bringing off those debts 100%. And then for the living expenses, like I said, I would like to get 1 month ahead, but I also like to reduce my living expenses as much as I can. So one of the things I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look into, not to think about it, I'm going to look into, in terms of my internet and cable bill, what other options there are that I can reduce that amount per month. Excuse me. And I don't think I can do anything really with Netflix. Then the only other thing would be to decide to take off Amazon, because I really don't use Amazon as much as I used to. So I don't think I'll be keeping that, but we'll see. And as for right now, I can't do anything with rent at this present moment. So I'll just have to hold on until maybe I can make a change probably later on in the year. And then the last thing now would be my daily expenses, which is gas and groceries. Guys, gas and groceries are so expensive. I'm not sure why or how long this is going to be for, but I would like it to hurry up and be like done with. I want it to hurry up and come back down to the point where it's actually manageable. So, our my gas bill is $640 per month, $160 per week, and that is because my jobs require me to do a lot of driving. So I do have a lot of driving to do, so that's the reason why my gas bill is a little high. And then for my groceries, I have at $600 per month, $150 per week. And please note all these figures are based on a 4-week month, but I do know that we have 5-week months. So in a 5-week month, that will be even later per week. But this basically would be my grocery and gas expenses per month, which is $1,240 per month. And my goals for that is to cut my grocery bill to only meat and non-produce items. So at one point in time, we used to plant food. So plant like our vegetables and potatoes and stuff like that. And we're going to start back doing that this year. That way we can start to cut down our grocery bill a bit. And even in terms of meat, in terms of eating meat every day, like actual like chicken and poultry you have to buy from the supermarket, we're thinking about cutting that back as well. Because I find that since I am working on the road a lot, my mom is not home. We're not really cooking during the daytime. And at night sometimes we don't always want to eat heavy. So it's a bit of a push and pull situation as far as that's concerned, because we're not sure in which direction to go yet. But we'll be looking to cut down our expenses for sure when it comes to our groceries. And I list these on a daily because I use gas daily. And then sometimes we do go into the supermarket just to get a few items if we miss something. So that's why I put them on there daily. So that is my goals for debts, living expenses, and my daily expenses. And then we're on to the sinking funds. So my sinking funds, actually, I've made some modifications to these categories from the last time. Royal is my dog, and I love him to bits. And I am trying to get a savings fund for him. Whereas if in the event we have to take him for any emergency services from the vet, or need to get anything for him that's has whatever price tag, then we have this savings fund for him. And my goal for the year is $1,200, and that's $100 per month, $25 per week. And then excuse me, household is for anything that we need for the home. So in terms of like decor and our LPG, anything like that we would need to make the home. Sorry guys, I thought you could see. Can you see? Yeah, you can see now. Anything that we need for the home or that is not um like groceries or anything like that will come under household. So that goal is actually 4,000, and we have it so high because presently our washing machine has started to make a noise. And we've had some issues with it in the past, and we think that it may need replacing. So we actually want to purchase a washer dryer for the home, and that those are one of the things that we'll be saving towards. So that's why the saving goal is so high. But that one is $333.34 per month, and per week is $83.34. So if I'm able to, I will try my best to save it. If I'm not able to, like I said in the beginning, I'm just going to try to get to as close to these goals as possible. Another drink, just give me a second. Thank you. All right, so then the next one is savings. So before I wanted to have an emergency fund, but I also had emergency fund and savings. This time around, I decided to only do savings, and that is basically to have money in the event that I need something or something urgent comes up. I'll have money to pull from, and then this is also supposed to help in terms of qualifications for any mortgages or stuff going forward. So that one is 4,200, which is 350 per month, 87.50 per week. And like I said, I've set it at that target for the year, but if I don't get there by the end of the year, I'll just continue until I can get there. Personal doesn't have a goal. Personal does not have a goal because personal is what I consider to be like a revolving sinking fund. I'm going to be utilizing it multiple times in a year. I expect to use it multiple times in a year. And these are for things like clothing, beauty, and different things, anything that I need for myself per se. So I'm expecting that when I get to certain targets or I reach a certain amount, I will use it to then get anything I need for myself. Health and wellness has a goal of $2,000. And please note, I do have health insurance. So this is just anything outside of the health insurance. And then also like if I have to cover a cost attached to my health services, then at least I can cover that and not have to pull that from any paycheck. So that is $2,000, which is $166.67 per month, and that is $41.67 per week. And please note these per weeks that has the change and the per month that has the change will be rounded up to the next dollar. So then car has a goal of $1,500, and car is going to be $125 a month, $31.25 per week. Travel, the goal is $5,000, and that's $416.67 per month, $104.70 per week. Investments has $1,000, and that's $83.34 per month, $20.84 per week. Holidays, which is inclusive of like Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, those kind of things. That is $3,000 per for the year. That is mainly towards Christmas, but it actually have to make an alteration because there's other holidays like Valentine's that I want to include. So that more than likely will change, and that is $250 per month, $62.50 per week. Fun times, special times don't have goals because those are basically when I go with my friends for fun times or I'm going out to do something fun for myself. And then special times is like for birthdays. So those don't have a goal. Those will be revolving as I save. When it comes to the time for me to use it, whatever I have there is what I'll use. And then I'll start back over. And then off grid is basically to help with the food aspect of the groceries where I said I was going to plant and to get like solar inside of the home, stuff like that. And that is $300 for right now, and that's $25 per month and $625 per week. And then Bay also doesn't have a goal because Bay is once again a revolving sinking. So the goal that I have for my sinking funds is to fully fund as much envelopes as possible, and that basically would be the goal. So I'll just save what I can when the week is there, and hopefully I'll able to fund a lot of them. But if not, I'll just basically whatever goal I haven't reached will just go into next year until I reach that goal. The last category that I have would be savings challenges. Now, I know a lot of people on YouTube, they have a lot of saving challenges. At this point, I'm not starting out, and I'm not going to be complicating my budget with a lot of savings challenges, because I really want to put my money towards the targets or the specific categories that I've selected for this year. Once I can build those to a certain aspect, then I'll be looking then to put money elsewhere, maybe then in saving challenges, just as a fund way to continue saving. But for this year, I'm only going to be focusing on the coins. So that is our dollar, 25 cents, 5 cent, and 10 cent pieces. I'll be saving those. So as I get change from purchases, whatever I have received for the week, I will just put those in the respective containers that I have for them. And then for the rollover, any money that is left from gas or groceries, or if I have spent or if I received any additional amounts within those categories, then I would put them towards one of the sinking funds, um, or just save it, in an envelope, and then put them towards the sinking funds once the envelope is full or I am halfway. I was thinking about setting the time frame for every 6 months to empty the rollover, and then just put whatever I've have in that envelope towards the sinking funds, and then restart the rollover every 6 months. But we'll see how it goes. And I'll just decide then based on how the envelope is going. But those are my things that I'm saving towards and what my expenses for 2024. And then the goals for those, for the savings challenges, of course, would be to fill, empty, and reset those challenges once they're full. So yeah, so those are my goals, my financial goals for 2024 in terms of my debts, my fixed and living expenses, daily expenses, sinking funds, what I'm looking to save towards this year, and stuff like that. So in the next video, you guys, I'm going to be doing a cash stuffing. I'm going to show you guys my binders. Woo-hoo. And get my savings journey on its feet running. I am ready to save, ready to get out of debt, ready to be financially comfortable. It's long enough. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If there's any questions, please don't forget to leave it in the comments. If you have liked this video, or this video is something that you would like to follow along from, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I know that it's a lot to take in sometimes, but I hope that everyone was able to follow along. And I can't wait. I can't wait to start to see my envelopes filling, that I can start to have a peace of mind as far as my financial situation is concerned. But yeah, so as the videos go on, guys, and I start to save in my envelopes, of course we'll have chit chats about the different categories, and hopefully what I'm looking to achieve within each category, from each category, and you guys could just help and be along with me on the journey. And if you are also starting the journey, follow along with me as well, that we can go along this journey together. It's a budgeting community, and I really am happy to be a part of a community that looks to help improve you personally and financially. So until next time, guys, thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.